How's it going, guys? Welcome back. Today's day 2 of going from 0 to $100,000 in prop firm payouts, and these are the trades I took today. So I took a few trades on gold last night. I'll go over it. I recommend if you do trade Asia session to trade gold. Gold typically has the most movement and it's cleanest and most structured. But anyway, here's the reasons I took these trades on gold. Pretty much, you see there is this giant 4-hour gap over here. We do have a C2, but this wick is so big that I kind of didn't know whether or not it would be respected. So I kind of expected a rejection off of this gap and continue further. And as we see here, we have this giant SMT with the gold and British pound set. So if we also look at the gold and euro set, it doesn't break that, only the gold and British pound. Silver as well did not go and sweep that low. So we see that has the, I'm going to turn off these indicators. They always make things messy when I'm back testing or reviewing my trades. So we see that, right? Then we could also see that this was a PSP, right? So here on the 4-hour for silver, it was bearish, but on gold, it was bullish, right? Now, looking at hindsight, this does kind of look like a bullish reversal. I messed up looking at shorts, to be honest. But reason being I was looking at shorts really was because if we look on a 1-hour time frame, we see that gold, right? Gold had a bullish SMT sort of, and it was swept on both the gold British pound and it was swept on silver, but that low wasn't swept on gold futures. So I really wanted to see it go back and get swept. And we see that there's a 1-hour gap right here, and it was like a gap fill. It got tested and rejected, and it was also part of the 4-hour gap. As we see here, right, on on gold British pound and on silver, silver doesn't even touch the gap. Gold British pound does, but we also see like it's like a PSP formation. So in the 3-minute time frame, I waited until there was like a CISD, and then I entered, and I did a really high RR trade, so the loss wasn't really that big. And then I saw it was continuing up, and it was doing a sort of continuation pattern. So once I saw the CISD going in the further up direction and then continuation, I entered there to get a little continuation. And I de-risked, I believe, just to get myself to break even. And then I see it's sort of forming like a bear flag or whatever you want to call it. So I tried entering again and targeting these highs over here, something like that. I missed it and I re-entered. Got at like break even. I entered here for 1-1 RR. It basically ended me at like break even. I think I was slightly up by like $50 or something because I was also risking a lot less. Since I don't typically trade Asia, I usually risk a lot less. And I kept closing really early because I don't know. I just wasn't really feeling it, I guess. It was also almost midnight, and I prefer New York on Nasdaq sometimes. So New York on Nasdaq, the trade I took today, was a long. And the reason being was, if we start with the 4-hour time frame, right, we see that it sort of like, let me scrunch this up a little bit. We have an SMT here that's going towards the upside, right? Dow took that low. ES did not. ES has a SMT up, and NQ as well. And we see a continuation. It's sort of a bullish candle for that 6 a.m. close. So that gives me a good sign that we want to continue bullish, as well as being so close to that all-time high, right? At 8 a.m., if we see, like I go to the 1-minute chart, it was 1 point and 1 tick away, right? So this was 90.25 or something. That was like 101.5 or 101.75. Let's see. 101.75, and let's see what this gave us. 90.5. So yeah, 1 point and 1 tick away. So I thought that was going to get swapped at least before. And the way I like to trade is when we're at all-time highs, I only like really going long because unless proven otherwise, you're really just going to get cut if you keep trying to short all-time highs, right? So it's a lot better to just follow continuations when you're at all-time highs rather than predicting the top and going down. Now, you obviously can't short into a pullback for a continuation back up, but that's spotting a reversal, and continuation is always just a lot easier, especially at all-time highs. So I was looking for a sign to go long. And as we see here, also right before 10 a.m., we see that there is a 30-minute SMT followed by a PSP, right? So ES and YM both did not sweep that low, right? They had an SMT up as well. And let me mark that out here for you. As well as both of those closed in a bullish formation. So I expect to see some sort of bullish confirmation on Nasdaq to give me my entry. Then I wait and I see this change in state of delivery form. It's the first 3-minute candle at 10 a.m. I enter at that close. I put my stop right here. And originally I was targeting 2RR, right? So it was right around here, something like that. But I tried my stop way too tight and I got stopped out right there for 1-to-1 RR. Was still a good trade. I'll take it and I'll show you guys what I ended up getting out of it. Let me turn off these so I can make sure I see my indicators going forward. And let me go ahead and show you guys on Tradeify my P&L for these accounts. So this is my take profit trader accounts. I made 2,300 on each of them. So we're sitting at 6,800, which means I am just shy of, I think it's $2,200 away, right? Yeah, $2,200 away. In 3 days, definitely can make that. Let's see what that is divided by 3. That is just under $800, $766.67 a day. If I want the bare minimum to pass it in the 5 days. And then this is my funded Tradeify Growth accounts. I made $790 on these accounts, and that's fine by me because I did the math, and in order to get the first max payout, I would have to make $720 a day for 5 days in order to get the max payout on the Tradeify Growth accounts. Obviously, that's if I get every trade green. So that is the plan so far, but those are the... Oh, I just realized you can't even see because I have my head in the way. Here you go. I think that might be able to see it. 790 right there on the Tradeify Growth accounts. And this is the Take Profit Trader, 2,300. There you go. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for following, and see you guys tomorrow for day 3.